I am here with the folks from DHP who just took home the Cultivation Achievement Award here at the Cannabis Business Awards. How are you doing, man?
I'm great. This is something that I absolutely didn't expect, but it happened. Deserved it, by the way. Just didn't expect it.
Well, tell us a little about the company and what you guys are about.
We started out as a distribution company, and my background is about more than 3 decades of horticulture back in the Netherlands. When I came into facilities as a distributor, I just saw a lot of flaws, a lot of things that should not happen in the professional industry, and I helped out one company. I took a quarter of their building, pretty much reformed it to what it should be, and yeah, that for them that was an amazing accomplishment. The revenue went up with a huge amount of percentage. I'm not even going to go there, but that set me off as some kind of a consultant. So all of a sudden, besides being a distributor, I ended up in the consulting business, and that grew out to being extremely busy worldwide. So at this moment I build in for different governments all around the world, in different states, different private companies and different funded companies. So also another company that I'm a partner in the real estate part, but I handle all of their growth. So it's practically the biggest part of my business at this moment is consulting.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, it seems to me that's something that's been happening commonly across the cannabis industry. People who have been around for a while, whether they be growers or just people that are connected, are being tapped for their knowledge, and consultancy is becoming a big thing, and it can get very large very quickly.
Very fast. It was one of the things. If you come here as a foreigner and coming from the horticulture industry and knowing the marijuana as well, because I've been involved in that for more than 3 decades. I mean, but then you talk to consultants that sell themselves for a lot of money to people that invest millions of dollars, and they, excuse my French, but they don't know shit. That totally messes up the industry. You know, so when you get in touch with people and you do exactly what they expect from a guy like the consultant that's charging enormous amounts of money, the industry is changing. That means that the United States can sell themselves back to the rest of the world because they were making a bad name for themselves. So it's not about just about the consulting, it's about being honest. If you're honest and you know what you can't and what you can do, and you're honest about it, you bring the people in that can do what you can't. And most of them, they want to do it all just for the money, and it shouldn't be like that. You know, so the industry is going to the next level. People should know. When I started to switch from distribution to consulting about 3 years ago, everybody said that I was working with the wrong business model. Everybody that said it back then is now hiring me to help them with their distribution company to be the brains behind the products. Because how can you sell for $2 million in products if you can't help them with how to use those products? I think that's a big gap. There was a gap back now, and now everybody's picking up on it. But that's my view on the business.
That's cool. I have to say I've spent a lot of time in Amsterdam. I used to go every year for the Cannabis Cup when I worked with High Times for many years, and I just love the city. I'm going back for the first time in many years. I'm going to go right after Cannabis in Barcelona, which is another great city.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to going back. My wife and I do a cannabis travel agency we started, and we're going to be building out a trip, an Amsterdam trip, because I feel like with all the legalization in the United States going on and the industry forming, I have to remind people sometimes that there was a time when I was younger when Amsterdam was the only place you could go if you wanted to legally smoke cannabis, and it meant something. It was like a stoner, I don't want to say Mecca, but it was like the promised land.
It was, man.
The promised land.
Was.
It was like you could just go and just enjoy it, and I love that city for that, and not just for the cannabis, but it's a beautiful place. And are you from Amsterdam, or are you from a different part of the Netherlands?
Let's say in my different period when I was doing a little bit of underground stuff, I spent a lot of time in Amsterdam because most of the coffee shops I did supply them a little bit. I come from Rotterdam, which is the biggest port in the world, but I've been involved in horticulture pretty much since I was 16 years old. And what you said about Amsterdam, purely true. But you guys kicked ass because you went legal so many years ago. So in Amsterdam they couldn't keep up. I mean, we were once the mecca of marijuana. We supplied pretty much everybody in Europe and beyond. But if you turn legal as a country, you have labs, you have all the tests going with you. You can change products, you can do it, you can enhance it, and we couldn't keep up with that. So for me, there was a way to get over to the United States, see if there was a way in. Well, we found a way in, and we found a legal way in, and then we could bring the knowledge of growing to the level that it needed with all the expertise that you guys had in making new products and having all the labs tested for you with the scientists included. So you take the whole industry in a combination with countries to a whole new level. It's a sad thing the way I look at it. It's federally still not in order, because the thing is that there's a lot of people from foreign countries that absolutely know a lot more than the people in this country, and even know more than me. You know, I mean, you need to get the specialists in to rule the world. I mean, you guys should have beaten Canada by far, and you let it steal. You know, they stole it, they take it, and now they own it. But you guys are very close. Just open up the borders and let this shit happen.
It's true, man. Well, full disclosure, I actually work for Crockett Family Farms, so we were entered in this category. I was rooting for Crockett, but you know what? I'm happy to see someone from Holland win it,
man.
because I have much love for the Netherlands, for sure, man. Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you. Thank you for your
Good
time.
night.
Thank you. I will.
Take care.
Thank you.